Welcome to Huntington Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, as we get set for what ought to be a terrific battle. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see, the number 14 team in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Cornhuskers will get us started with the opening kickoff. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So Minnesota's offense takes the field for the first time today. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors, and you've got to limit the penalties, because those will kill you, Pollard.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Quick completion to the right. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
And that's just a great individual effort by the wide receiver. He catches this ball way short of the sticks, but because he's able to make the defender miss, now he's able to get the extra yards and turn that into an explosive play.
Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter rivals.
Attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They move the tight end all over. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The Golden Gophers will punt this one away. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last. And he loses the football on the return. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Because of the big collisions on kickoff team, you don't see a lot of that in practice. You don't do that because you don't want to get each other hurt. A lot of open field, big collisions, big forced fumble, big momentum play created.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Second down. He's looking to throw. He's going to take off. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Quick completion on the out. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. And the Golden Gophers have it with a first and goal. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They'll throw it on first down. Dances away to buy time. He just wisely got rid of that one. The worst thing that can happen to you is to turn it over on first down in the red zone. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
I really like the play by the quarterback. Very, very smart. Listen, early in the downs, goal-to-go situation. Drop back. You don't see it right away. Tuck it and get positive yards. Make that next down easier so I can try to get a little bit closer to the goal line and I can get that touchdown. Headsy play by the QB.
It's complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. And they decide to trot out the kicker. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Oklahoma State escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think those Pokes fans could have done without this one being so close. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. He's got his man. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Still on his feet at the 45. Oh, and he ruins the big gainer with a fumble. Oh, and he's able to get back on top of it and avert the turnover. He's out of bounds after a big pickup, but there's a flag. Might be coming back. Offense getting set for first down. Running back searching for a hole. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Snyder. Right down the gut of the field. He's at the 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Husker. Number 5. Now that's the way to bail out the rest of the team. Start with bad field position, put together a drive anyway.
And very confident. You could see the quarterback just had a bit of a swagger, Reese. He was like, look, all right, we're starting deep in our own end. Special teams didn't help us out, but we can fix that right now, fellas. And they went out and looked so good on that last drive.
Looking for blockers. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Line gets set, first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. From the gun, he'll try to throw. Finds his man. It's Pope. At the 35, he's loose. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. He had the perfect play to open the drive, and now they'll snap it again from the 38. The RPO fired complete to the left. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup. The Golden Gophers moving quickly to the line. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get the ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
They'll have to get it to the 37 on third down. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Buying some time. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba. And the Golden Gophers will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And the coverage team surrounding the ball. No chance for the return man to get in there on that one. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they can put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Snagged in the middle. It's Griffin. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. They'll try the run. Barrels all the way to the 29, a gain of 6.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
To the air, it's Henderson. Got out of trouble and throws. And this is going to be incomplete on third. The Huskers line up to punt it away. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. Fair catch called for and made. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of and get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
And a great job by the QB, finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Pocket starts to collapse. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Wants to throw on second down. Complete downfield. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. The Golden Gophers are rolling down the field. To the ground with the back.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll leave it with the lone back. Just couldn't get away from the tackle.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You've got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
And the Golden Gophers will bring the punt team onto the field. Special teams coming through as they pin them back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You've got the lead. You've got the football. You've got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They go to the ground. Not much there. He gets one to the 11.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
They've got them then deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Wants to throw. It's Henderson. He's got his man. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Huskers will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes a move. He was able to get that ball up to the 40. Before he stopped on the return. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy.
And that pass is caught at the 25. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. He's got it down the middle.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
looking to throw on second down. Into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Minnesota. Quick strike touchdown comes out and jump-starts the offense.
Man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point gives them a 3-point lead at 10-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Michigan left little doubt. You know, this version of the Maize and Blue can hang with any of the teams of the past. And remember, this is a program with multiple national titles. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
That's a great-looking run there. Nebraska has had such a great lineage at running back. When you think back to the great Roger Craig or Amon Green, Lawrence Phillips, Rex Burkhead, they always seem to be pumping somebody up into the NFL. This guy has a chance to play on Sunday because of his skills.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after him.
The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. The Cornhuskers will snap it on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Fires the pass. Intercepted. Bringing it back. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, David. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. To the ground to try to move the chains. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. He wants to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got his man on the right. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in your kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. They're trying to get to it. And the defense is there to stop him short of the first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They're not into threes. They want sixes, and to keep this drive alive, they'll need to get it on 4th down. They'll try it on the ground. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Powers forward. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into the season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And he's going to try to return this one. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You've got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
To the air on first down. Now he's going to break the pocket. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most.
The Golden Gophers will boot it away to start the second half. And here's the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football if I'm right of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that they can win this game.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. The Huskers want to move quickly.
Yeah, and this has been tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every weekend. Let's continue to work here and find something to do good and build maybe a little bit of momentum so next week we play a little bit better football.
He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Yeah, and man, you talk about being down at the half. What's one thing I need to do? I got to protect my quarterback. In the first series here now, you're getting your quarterback hit and taken to the ground. This offense has to protect that dude at all costs.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the tight end. At the 45, on his way. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat, I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. He had to fight for a couple down to the 33. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut him down. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and work it.
Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down. Isn't the play-action fake supposed to make those guys take a half a beat before they come and destroy the quarterback?
Yes, trying to slow him down as much as possible, but it's predicated, too, on me reading that and me seeing it, and they didn't bite it at all. You better run the football effectively if you're going to run play-action, because they did not bite on the play-action fake.
Hey, listen, on offense, just take what the defense gives you. Quarterback looks out wide. He sees the DB way off of the receiver. Throw him the easy hitch pass. He'll take that completion.
Dropping back, it's Henderson. Finds his man down the middle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
He'll field the punt. Turns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oaks. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Handoff to the lone batter. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. And guys, this can be a great time to look for a big play on 2nd and inches. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
You've got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Quickly out to the tight end. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Because it freezes those linebackers, it freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run, and then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
Tackle is made, but not until he gets the 1st down.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
And the Golden Gophers have this offense rolling. To the ground. He's got it again. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down.
Right away after picking up the 1st down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on 1st down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Outside the pocket, let's go. He's got it. Huge game before he goes. goal.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people.
Quarterback sneaks it forward and into the end zone for a touchdown. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that's a 59-yard touchdown drive. And it was finished off with a quarterback sneak.
Nebraska, 7.
Bringing it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Quarterback adapting. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And those outside linebackers nowadays, they're so fast. They got to cover ground. You can blitz them off the edge, and they can get after quarterbacks. Versatile. That's why they're getting drafted so high in the NFL and getting paid all that money.
Looking downfield, it's Henderson. Finds the big tight end. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. That's going to do it for the quarter, and Minnesota has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. First down to start the drive after the bridge. He's looking to throw it. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high and wide on that one.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later.
He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two.
We've seen throughout the course of the season, defenses have had their hands full with this quarterback. He's simply one of the best in the country. But what can you say about this defense here today? They have gotten after him, registering multiple sacks, and they've never let him get into a rhythm.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. He's going for the big play. And he makes the catch inside the 10. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. They'll use the running game on first and goal. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Offense trying to pay it off on second and goal. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. They desperately need to get the score here on third and goal to have any kind of wild chance. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number, and here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football, trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on fourth down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, try to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback, not on the same page. No dice, turnover on downs.
Fires one high and deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. The give to the tailback. That's a good run to give them some breathing room. Pick up a 3 out to the 5. A 3rd and long coming up here. They're trying to get some breathing room from deep in their own territory. That pass. On target, he got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. The Golden Gophers will punt it away on 4th down. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Back to pass, it's Henderson. He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
He's got him wide open. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Yeah, and you see some quarterbacks who hesitate to throw the ball over the middle. I love it when you attack the whole field. And the middle of the field and being able to throw over linebackers and between safeties is a big skill. But show that defense. You will attack everywhere.
They'll put the tight end in motion. They're looking to pass from the red zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Nebraska!
Touchdown.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. They still have the lead here, Jesse, but this will be a good time to put together a drive.
You're right, Reese. You can't rest easy right now. You just watch the opponent drive down the field and score a touchdown of their own, so you've got to answer that here. Your playmakers better step up.
And I don't know what it is about momentum. In all the locker rooms and all the years coaching everything, you can't quantify it, you can't measure it. And the momentum has swung to the other side. You got to get it back.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, the inside give. Not a whole lot of room to run. Let's give him a couple. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Coming after him. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Golden Gophers decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Makes a nice grab at the 25. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. And the Huskers are in the hurry-up.
Well, that last play is a beautiful start to this drive. You've got some work to do here. You've got some mountain you've still got to climb if you're going to win.
A shot toward the end zone. And the ball is intercepted. Trying to take it back. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
It doesn't get any better from your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Getting some heat. And the pressure was all over him in the blink of an eye.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
They'll try to put it in drive this time on second down from the 22. Now the play fake. Quick strike complete. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. This is a 3rd and long. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And he gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. The Golden Gophers send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He only needs a sliver of daylight, and the returner will be brought down. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. If you're going to be a great player, you've got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Looking to throw, it's Henderson. Snags it over the middle. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Looking to move it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. He's looking to throw. Just gets rid of it before the heat. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, on 3rd and short in field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down.
After being stopped there on 4th down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Still on his feet at the 45. He's piled up 87 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the quarterback takes the snap and kneels down. I know a lot of people thought this was going to be a blowout, but this team said, just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions.
It's so true, Reese. I mean, they had a lot of dudes that we were talking to leading up to this game just had a chip on their shoulder. They just didn't feel like they were being respected, and they wanted to come out and they wanted to prove a point. And David, they did exactly just that.
And it's so much easier to be the underdog. It's so much easier to coach that team and you go, hey, they're ranked. Everybody's talking about them. You don't have a chance. It just builds all that momentum, all that hate, and you just pour it out on the field.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.